Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov's answer to a question from the Moscow Kremlin Putin program, July 7, 2024. Question: You said that Joe Biden was a more preferable president for Russia. But we see what is happening now. How would you comment on that? Sergey Lavrov: It was President Vladimir Putin who said this in reply to a question about which candidate we favor. Frankly, it is a pathetic sight. When the system of American democracy produces such results in this course of the presidential race, anyone can make their own independent conclusions about the way things are orchestrated and arranged. Take another democracy, France. The first round of the presidential election is over there. There can be 2 rounds, and it appears that the second round was designed to manipulate voters' will that was expressed during the first round. When candidates can withdraw from the race, and they are convinced to do that to smooth things down for the victory of the conservatives or populists, it does not look like democracy. A direct expression of will is the result of public opinion. We know what people think. If the results of the first round were used to form the parliament, France would have seen serious change. Question: We can see an evident change in the rhetoric of the current Ukrainian leadership. It is less peremptory. They do not mention reaching the 1991 borders. How would you comment on it? Sergey Lavrov: Zelensky may as well say something quite the opposite tomorrow. We will only consider, assess, and evaluate specific deeds. For what they say every day we have a saying about Yemelya. Better not to use it as the basis for policy, but decide on our actions proceeding from the objectives set in the special military operation. Question: Statements have been made about the shelling of Sevastopol and other Russian regions. It has been said that responsibility for that rests with the United States. What does this mean? Sergey Lavrov: President Vladimir Putin said this clearly when explaining the operation of ATACMS and other long-range systems the United States is supplying to Ukraine. It is clear to any technically competent person with understanding of military matters that these missiles cannot be launched without Washington's involvement in selecting targets and using satellite data for this. It is a fact. The Americans and other NATO countries continue to say that they are not waging a war against Russia. It is a poor work of a bad job, and they are aware of it. As for our reaction, President Putin has said that we will give a response. I am sure that you will see it in the foreseeable future. Question: It has been said that NATO and the EU are preparing for an outcome of the US presidential race that is not to their liking. They intend to give support guarantees to Ukraine proactively, without waiting for the election results. Sergey Lavrov: That's what they say. I can't imagine that those who say this believe what they are saying. But facts is facts, and facts don't tally with Western assessments. It is already stirring there. But not because we are doing it. There are people over there who have retained the ability to analyze the situation and to propose realistic approaches to international events. The truth is on our side. History is an objective process, and we are watching it right now. They know very well why all this has happened. When the EU coordinated the beginning of pre-accession talks with Ukraine, Hungary insisted that Kiev must be obliged to act with regard to ethnic minorities in accordance with international conventions. I had a telephone conversation with Hungarian Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade Peter Szijjártó. He confirmed that they had not only insisted on that wording with regard to the Hungarian minority, which they are especially concerned about, of course, but with regard to all ethnic minorities in Ukraine. It will be interesting to see how they prepare for the talks, in particular when it comes to that direct request, which the Poroshenko and Zelensky regimes flagrantly violated.